Thank you for joining us today at Servant Crafts. My name is Carla, and I'm here to share with you some great information on how to care, store, and preserve the beautiful crafts that you make with your God-given talents, or the crafts that you purchase that someone else has made for you. We hope that these crafts would last a lifetime and possibly beyond, because they really are treasures when someone has put so much work into making something, work and love and blessings. So let's get started. The preservation of textiles, which let's define a textile quickly, that would be anything that's made of a fiber. So fibers would be things like silk, wool, cotton or linen. So any fabric that's made of those items. Also acrylic or polyester would be a fabric, but that would also include things like yarn, embroidery and embroidery floss, beads, any kind of work that would have those kind of fibers. The beads would have fibers actually holding them or fastening them down. So that would be a textile product, and that would be something that we would want to preserve. And for a long time, it's been important to me. I have things that were mine when I was young that have been saved and passed down to me, and I've passed down to my children. But probably the most important one that I can think of at the moment is a ring bearer's pillow that was made for us for our wedding by my husband's grandmother. It's a beautiful satin pillow trimmed in a beautiful lace, but then she hand embroidered and crocheted all the decoration on the top. Now, it was used by us almost 40 years ago. It's been used by my two daughters when they got married. I hope it's available for any other of my children when they get married, or my grandchildren. So it has long been important to me to preserve these things that were crafted out of love and with great hope and blessing for us by whoever made them. So I have done the research and found that there's a lot of good information out there. Most of it is all the same. I researched again recently just to make sure that nothing new or nothing had changed. But I will put a link in the description from a really good article that I found from the Smithsonian Institute on how to properly care for textiles at your home. So good ideas there. First of all, we want to make sure that the item that we are going to store is as clean as possible. So if it is washable, wash it in a very mild soap like ivory and make sure it's thoroughly dry. If it is not washable, I suggest a clean cotton cloth and to just simply brush over it lightly to make sure that there is no dirt or dust on them. Dirt and dust can act almost like an abrasive when there's any friction applied. Secondly, it's really important to store your textiles flat. The reason being that when a fabric is folded, the fibers that are on the outside of the fold are stretched, and the fibers that are on the inside of the fold are compressed. This can cause the fibers to actually burst or split, almost as if a knife has cut it. Sometimes it is not possible to store fabric unfolded. So when folds are necessary, make sure that nothing gets placed on top of your item to compress that fold or to flatten it more. Secondly, pad the fold. Put something in between that fold, such as 100% white cotton that has been appropriately washed, or muslin fabric, Or some acid-free tissue paper can be crumpled up and placed in the fold to pad it. And this makes sure that gravity or any kind of other action on that fabric is not going to press that fold down and exacerbate the stretch and the compression on those fabrics. Another option, other than folding, is to roll an object or an item. And we roll it suggested on a cardboard tube, either the inside of a paper towel tube or a cardboard mailing tube. But both of these surfaces are not guaranteed acid-free because they're not archival. So you want to make sure that you wrap your cardboard tube either in the cotton fabric or in the acid-free tissue paper, and then roll your item on the tube very, very loosely. That way you don't create any tension, any additional tension on the fibers, and that will cause them to break or split. It's really super important that the item that you're storing not come in contact with wood, cardboard, any type of tissue paper or wrapping paper. The only thing safe to enclose your item in, which you do need to do to keep it clean and to protect it, is white 100% cotton fabric that's been laundered in a mild soap and dried, or muslin fabric, same, laundered, or acid-free tissue paper. It is very, very important where you choose to store your fabrics that you are wanting to keep safe. Plastic is not a good option. In other words, plastic totes like these, because they can off-gas with fumes that can be harmful to the fabrics that you're storing in there, even if the fabrics are wrapped in 100% cotton or in archival tissue paper. These fumes can still have a damaging effect. Also, they trap the air in there and lock it. So if that air does not circulate, it's not good for the fabric because sometimes that air can be a little damp or humid, and now you've just trapped that moisture inside the container. Sunlight, even though it's diffusing inside through a window, is very damaging to any kind of any textile item. Acrylic also, which would include our Bucilla stockings. You can see in this stocking here, which is the first one I did, it's been around for a while, how faded the red felt is, and that is strictly from sunlight coming in through windows and from indoor lighting. They both can have a very bad and damaging effect on your items that you're trying to store. So it's very important that you store things in enclosed places where it's dark and sunlight or indoor light cannot affect it, as well as when you display them, you need to think about where and how the sunlight or the light of the room is going to impact your beautiful creation so that it does not get damaged and faded by the sun. Temperature and humidity are also very important in storing textiles. The ideal temperature is 65 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit or 18 to 21 degrees Celsius. And the ideal humidity is 40 to 50%, not over 50%. Now, these things can't always be achieved, but as close as you can get. This means that for me in the Southwest, a garage is not an acceptable place to store things that are temperature or are textiles. And in many parts of the country and the world, an attic or a basement also would not be acceptable because of their humidity levels. In some places, moths or bugs like silverfish can be a problem in getting into your textiles that you're storing. The best way to solve that is to make sure that where you're storing them is very, very clean and is kept clean.
as well as getting out the items and airing them out occasionally. This is a great thing for us who are storing our Bucilla felt kits because, generally speaking, we're going to get them out every year for some occasion. That way, we know we can inspect them, we can inspect where they are, make sure that nothing is getting to them, and give them a chance to air out. Airing out your textiles is very important. They do need that circulation.
This is the solution that I have chosen for my Bucilla felt stocking storage. This is a protective heirloom storage box. It is acid free. It comes with 24 sheets of acid free tissue paper. And this is a medium sized box. You can see it here. It is the perfect size for a stocking to lay in there just nice and flat. Let me show you the box that I've built up. Here it is, built and ready to go. You can see that it has a nice lid. It does have good directions on how to build the box, but it's pretty intuitive. And let me grab a stocking so you can see how nicely it fits. I have put one sheet of tissue paper on each of the four sides of the box. Even though this box is archival safe and acid free, I still don't want anything to be able to touch the sides of the box. Sorry about that, I had to move something. So here is a stocking that is finished and ready to go here. And it fits, you can see, down in this box really absolutely perfectly. I may decide to pad the sides a bit so it can't shift. But since I will have 6 or 8 stockings going in this box, in between each stocking I will place at least one sheet of tissue paper like that, folded in half, so that there can't be any color transfer from the felt or any dimpling or denting because of the fact that it's laying on top of sequins or some stuffed applique work. But then once I get them all in there, I will simply fold up my tissue paper like this, close the box, and has a nice tab that locks it so that the top can't pop open. And I believe that the best place for me to store this box will be on the top shelf in my master bedroom closet. Very stable temperature, and again, we don't have to be too concerned about humidity, but clean and safe and guaranteed to stay flat and to remain flat. So thank you so much for watching. Oh, I'll put a link in the description of where I purchased this box. You can purchase them through Amazon, but I'm not sure if they come with tissue paper. It didn't say it did. So you might have to buy this special tissue paper separately. But still, highly worth it in the long run. So, I hope that this has been helpful information for you. Please subscribe to our channel if you find value in what we're doing here. And we hope that your crafting is a very good and big blessing to you and those you love, as well as the things that you've crafted, things you've purchased, will bless you and your family for a long time to come. Thanks so much, and have a blessed day.